All right. Hey, welcome to the Go for CEO community, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in again. And, as you know, startups to 25 million in revenue. Excited to bring this gentleman on. This is going to be a twist of many fates, man. This is what you call a serial entrepreneur, a serious entrepreneur. So excited to have this gentleman on. Let me just give you a little backbone and background of what he is. So CEO, co-founder, co-owner, ABN Circle, www.abncircle.com. Simply Thalia, and it's a beautiful restaurant in Illinois. Iridium Clothing, iridiumclothingco.com. Black Alpha Supplements, www.blackalphasupplements.shop. Podcast, The Boss Files. I mean, this guy, oh, by the way, he's Mr. 2016, IP Man of the Year, right? Fitness guy. So it's so exciting. I mean, I took a chance. He knew a guy that I knew a guy. And I reached out to him on Instagram, and he's been so gracious to give me about 45 minutes today. And we're going to be talking about Fritz Lifestyle, another company that he is just blowing out of the charts, doing some great things in the PR and media space. But Mr. Fritz, thank you so much for coming on board and joining the Go for CEO community.
Thank you, John. I really appreciate the introduction, man. I'm very humble right now. I feel like that you hyped me up to the max, man, to be honest. But yeah, guys, Fritz Lifestyle here. I appreciate everyone that's tuning in right now. John and I are going to talk about hopefully a lot of values for you guys to take notes upon and dropping some gems that you guys can also apply to your businesses, and hopefully that we inspire you to guys to keep going into your entrepreneurship journey. So John, what question do you have for me, brother?
Well, you know what, we usually like to start off with, a little bit of your background. Obviously, I kind of laid down the list. But today we're talking about Fritz Lifestyle and that company. So give us a little bit about kind of the thought process that came into, all right, here's another company that I'm going to develop. And what are some ideas that made a fruition into beginning Fritz Lifestyle?
Sure. So in talks to Fritz Lifestyle, I mean, there's a lot of things behind it, right? So it all started with my fitness journey through Instagram itself. Back in 2012, when I started to get in more into the fitness niche in the fitness industry, especially throughout social media. I was one of the pioneers that created this multiple different spaces and pages that promotes fitness clothing, fitness shout outs, fitness type of related, anything that's related to fitness and health and fitness, right? That we show motivational videos, motivational quotes, food that you eat, anything that's related to that space, right? So what I did is that I built multiple different pages for those, and I funneled them through all to my personal brand, which is now Fritz Lifestyle. But back then it was Fritz Fitness. Getting through that process, I was able to generate 6 figures by just getting shout outs and features for multiple different brand collaborations that wants to get partnered up with me. And then from then on, I was like, whoa, I was a college kid. I'm talking about 19, 20 years old. And back then that was a lot of money. And I was just traveling around the world, just enjoying my life, partying my ass off, not thinking about scaling business, operation, business practices or anything at all, because the money coming in, non-tax, I didn't know about taxes or anything, everything directly to PayPal. And then we have this messenger app called Kik back then. It's a Kik. It's very old school. Nobody uses that anymore. Everyone's on the DMs now. And the DM feature wasn't even on back then, so we don't have the opportunity to directly message anybody if you want any type of business collaborations or if you have some sort of pitch, right? So fast forward later, I tend to think to myself, like, why am I limiting myself posting content just about fitness? Am I doing it for just the likes? You post a little bit of your abs, your body, you get a lot more likes, you got a lot more engagement, you got a lot more comments. But then again, when I post my friends, when I post especially my loved one, my girlfriend during that time, I get a lot of unfollows and I get less likes. I was like, what the hell is going on, right? So back then my mentality is completely different. I was like, I should not post that. So I delete that. I delete those type of posts because I'm not getting that much engagement. I feel like I'm losing traction. But again, man, I was like, man, I feel like I'm faking myself. I cannot do this any longer. So back in 2016, when I actually transitioned into Fritz Lifestyle, the brand, Fritz Lifestyle now includes all the travel, anything that's related to my life. So it's like a whole reality show. Like literally, you can go to Fritz Lifestyle on Instagram, watch the My Story. You will see from the moment I wake up what I do from there, and from the moment I go to sleep, which is very late. It's always like a rotation. I'm always doing something different. I mean, I was actually recording this real quick before we interviewed. I just said, hey, quick podcast and whatnot. But Fritz lifestyle includes the travel, the leisure, the hustle and grind. That's what I'm all about. Waking up with a purpose, right? I sleep with a plan, and then I have this motto: sleep with a plan, you wake up with a purpose. So now I'm not just looking around, what should I do today? No. I have this list called success list for a day-to-day basis. I go over them every single night and the first thing in the morning. Why? Because I know now my short-term goal for the day and also my long-term goal for the entire month. So I go over that over and over again. I call it success list because it gives me that instant gratification, instant success for every single list that I put down. It could be as simple as folding the laundry. It could be as simple as getting my workout in the morning. It could be as, hey, cut down your calories by 500 calories or something. But most of them are more generic to a point where it's about my clientele, about myself, and also to growing my personal brand. So in terms of my content posting, what's the strategy? What's my next post? What should I do? Is it the proper theme? Is it proper hashtags? What can I play around with? Is there a new app that's coming up? What are the trends? And yada, yada. There's this one called Clubhouse. I just joined in three days ago. Guess what? I already monetized it. I have over 300 followers already. I'm getting 100 followers per day. And I've closed over 13 clients already for the past 2 days. And I have like calls after this thing. So this conversion. Clubhouse is more of an app. I'm not associated with them in any form of way, just to let you guys know, but I'm giving the opportunities for all the listeners to jump on it while it's still new. Clubhouse, it's an app, an audio app. It's like a live podcast. So this is perfect for you too, John. Jump in there, create your own room, talk about your specialty, your expertise, or any type of topics you want to talk about, right? And discuss upon. And then people will join in. You have the center stage. They have a chance to put in their own thoughts, and they have a chance like an open key panel. Like it's a Q&A. Ask your question, see if you value. So for me, I'm very new. When I joined in 3 days ago, joined in, and I was selected to become one of the panelists up top. Maybe it's my profile picture, maybe it's my bio, maybe it's my credentials, maybe they know me from somewhere because of the brand I've already built myself. We don't know, right? But there was thousands and thousands of listeners on that time, but in the channel, a listener were able to ask a question. I was able to go over the bio that he has, and also the Instagram that he had the link. I gave them some key insights and value. Next thing you know, they follow. All the other listeners followed me, sent me a DM, asking for business inquiry in terms of my mentorship or my PR services or Instagram growth and lead generation. It kind of revolves around that. But Fritz Lifestyle, I came about it to a point where I just want to monetize me, what I do. My living, the food that I eat, the workout that I do, the travels that I do, my relationship with my beautiful fiance, my relationship with my family, my friends, and everything literally I do. I just simply document it, no filter, nothing at all. If it's bad angle, if I look bad at it, I don't care. I'll just post it. It's all about just transparency and authenticity, and I go from there. But that's what Fritz Lifestyle is all about.
You know, and you're talking about a really non-traditional business. You know, I love that you have been doing this for a few years now, and you created this brand behind it. You know, ladies and gentlemen, go for CEO Nation. Take a look at it, man. Follow Fritz and just kind of see what he's doing, right? He's exposing some things that in a general life, you know, you always wonder, like, what does that guy do? What does that girl do? How come they live in that house? Or what, you know, all that stuff. And monetizing it is a big deal. So tell us the process. You know, you get on this new one as an example, this Clubhouse, you just gave an example. You know, you have this brand, right? But what if someone doesn't have a brand, or if they do have a brand, how did you connect the dots of monetization so quickly?
So you need to have a process in place. First of all, what's your fishing angle? You need to figure that out. For me, my fishing angle is to point out all the entrepreneurs, coaches, business owners that are in need of the services that I offer. So I have a target audience. First of all, it's entrepreneurs. So it's not going to be just anybody out there that I want to connect or follow with, because it goes with the algorithm. Why would you follow somebody that doesn't give you any type of value? Right? Why would you do that? I only follow a certain amount of people that I need to learn from or that I want to collaborate with that brings value to my audience. If I follow you, what are you bringing to the table? It doesn't make any sense. So there needs to be some sort of exchange of value. It's called social currency, right? So if you go to my Instagram, I have over 60,000 followers, and I'm only following like 300 people. Those 300 people are either my loved ones, my family, or motivational pages that I really like to see in my feed, or fellow entrepreneurs that are killing in the game that make 7 figures and higher, kind of like myself, to a point where we can collaborate because they're following me as well. And then some of them, or most of them, are already verified. That's actually what I'm currently trying to work on right now. I get verification, the blue check mark, that actually gives you an extra leverage and social currency per se, right? But yeah, you need to have a process in place. Phishing angle, you need to know what is your target audience. Who is your ideal target customer? Are you trying to get them to buy your product, your service, right? So for me, it's a service, Instagram growth and lead generation, PR services. Then I upsell them now to my business consulting that goes in further for mentorship and whatnot. And that's kind of like a high ticket sale, right? But my end is always the Instagram growth and PR services. That's what I did for Clubhouse.
Interesting.
Here, let me turn it off real quick. Okay.
No worries.
And then after that, so you have system in place. You need to have a landing page. So for me, a simple type form. People are always overthinking. Overthinking at all times. Why? Oh, I need to have a professional website. It'll get done in a month or two, and then you never do it, right? You can't do that. Simply Google form, do a type form. I'm using type form. I don't even have a personal website. I don't need it. You don't need it. Having a website itself nowadays, you have so much information. If they click on the website, they're already supposed to know who you are, right? Whether that's from the PR services, whether that's from the social media platforms, whether from Instagram, whether somebody referred you or something, or the success that you already accomplished, right? So the link needs to show to a point to end to land to that landing page that goes through a process of, okay, what do they need exactly? So when you go to my mentorship, bit.ly, Fritz Lifestyle Mentorship, it'll just go through all the services that I offer, and then we can go from there. Now I can somewhat separate them and categorize the type of customers and clienteles that are hitting on my analytics behind the website. How many people that are actually in this target demographic? Okay, he has only this type of budget. I don't want to work with it. Okay, he has this type of budget. Can I bring value to the actual industry? Yes, I want to work with this guy. Oh, this guy has a lot of budget. Do I have experience upon it? Oh, I cannot. But guess what? I know somebody that's great at this field. Let me refer them to somebody. That's another recurring income, right? It's referrals. You're funneling through all this thing. Another platform I want to get into is called ClickFunnels, and that's really great at that. And I haven't really gotten into that yet. So for now, I mean, it's been doing great for me for years and years and years. Typeform or Google form, very simple, a simple process and go through that. But yeah, system in place, phishing angle, know your target audience, ideal customer, and have a landing page. What do you need? Who are you going to categorize? And how you're going to do the process and follow-ups, and then go from there. So you need to have a service or a product to sell already, right? And then you need to find out your ideal customer and go from there.
I love it. One thing that comes to mind is, hey, you're just one person. I'm sure some of the Gopher CEO Nation is thinking, man, how does this guy split himself up 24 hours a day? Did he create 7 more days in one day? So what are some things that you've been able to initiate maybe on the scale side, employees, virtual assistants, those things? Is there anything that you could share with the audience?
Sure thing. You can outsource literally anything. It's up to you now how you brand yourself, right? I outsource probably, just to be completely honest, 60-70% of my workload, 67%. So now I have the ultimate freedom. Wake up anytime I want, travel anytime I want. Well, unfortunately, it's COVID right now, so I'm limited to that. But I can literally do anything I want. Like as long as I have my phone and the Wi-Fi and the internet, I'm ready to go. I can go anywhere in the world. So in terms of outsourcing, there's a lot of opportunities on Upwork. You can go to Upwork. You can even go to Fiverr, some of them, but the quality is a little lower if your budget is a little tight. But having the right partnerships, having the right network, that's why you're into this platform. In Instagram is pretty much your portfolio, your resume, if anything, it's your life. So whatever you post out there, make sure that you're very, very careful, or something that's productive, like it gives value to the audience, right? If you're an entrepreneur in real estate and you're posting something about food, that doesn't really make any sense. You can post something about the food, but don't post that in your static feed. Post that in your My Story, so you can become a little bit more personable, right? So for me, I like to post something that's related to my life. It's Fritz Lifestyle. It's no longer Fritz Fitness, but I'm still posting something about fitness because that's Fritz lifestyle. That's including, it's 50% of my life. 50% is my passion for fitness and 50% is my passion for entrepreneurship. That's how Fritz lifestyle came about. So I can post anything about my friends, my family, my thought leadership, motivational quotes that I do. I do those a lot also at my podcast channel, The Boss Files. If you guys are in need of any type of motivational content. And then, just post anything that gives value to the people, give them tips to my life. And then being transparent in my story, I think is a great, great key for a lot of people if you guys haven't capitalized on that yet. The power of storytelling is tremendous. It's a powerful tool to be able to be relatable. And then instead of you just selling your product, go through the process, document the entire journey, that from starting from step 1 to step 10. The entire journey, like the whole 9 yards. So when people see that, when people see you stumble and fail, then succeed, then they can relate to you. Then they're more enticingly to sign up to the service or products that they can be relatable for.
And I relate that to just purely the Go for CEO mindset, right? Driven by mindset, bringing on startups to 25 million. I want to see the stories 6 months from now. Hopefully we'll get a chance to get you back on here and share a little bit more of what's going on. So we just had our first re-interview, our welcome back to Dr. Clausen, who's a chiropractic office, and he shared a little bit of kind of what went through 2020. So what are some things that you feel like you could share with the audience that are pivoting mindsets, right? You've been this serial entrepreneur. You've got all these different brands. I mean, you now, admit, right, 67%, you've found some great outsourcing capabilities. But what's the pivot mindset for you? How is it that you start to see something and you go, okay, hey, I'm going to put some time into that?
There's no one perfect way, John. I mean, I tell this to a lot of people. You have to come through trial and error. I failed a lot. Out of the 10, 12 businesses that I've started, co-owned, co-founded, owned, owner, CEO, CMO, CEO, whatever the title, the fancy titles are, guess what? How many of them failed? Majority of them, 80%, maybe like 85%, right? Just being transparent here. But at the same time, each of those failures catapulted me to where I am at today. Because you learn from those mistakes, you learn from those failures. And you gotta always remember, fail is just part of the success journey, right? So I think a lot of people are scared to fail. They're scared that they're gonna say no. Let's say you're a salesman or a cold calling. I don't know. If you get denied, that's fine. What if somebody, switch the mindset of saying the what if they say yes, right? What if they say yes? Great. So I do that every day now. When you create a system on a day-to-day basis and you have this routine, okay, so my goal for me, just being specifically for me, if I don't make minimum $1,000 a day, I feel like I'm losing. Why? I have so much followers and so much traction. Why am I not closing? You're supposed to close every single time. So every day, if I don't speak to minimum 10 people, I'm already losing already. So when I took off the holidays for this Christmas, the past, 2 days, 3 days, I look at my calendar, I was like, oh my God, I'm missing opportunities, I'm missing opportunities. But then again, I weighed that the love and the genuine love and support from my family, they're more important. I can do this every day. Guess what? I went hard. The day after, the 26th, I made $4,000, $5,000, 10, whatever. Because then the next day I have to work hard because that's just my mentality. It's all about the hustle and grind to a point, how you balance your life, right? So which one outvalues it, the other? Is it the family that you want to spend quality time on, which I only see literally once every, 2 months, 3 months. So I have to visit them in the suburbs and I enjoy that. Enjoy the beautiful and tasty, genuine food, Filipino food that I can never cook. Not to say that my fiance's cooking is not good or up to par. Her cooking is amazing. Trust me, John. Look at my body. She feeds me from breakfast, lunch, dinner. Like I'm all set. Whatever I do, whatever I eat, man, it tastes good and it looks good. Like, that's all that matters. That's why I feel good. So, but yeah, man, that was all about the mindset shift to a point where what if they say yes? Stop thinking about the failures and the no's.
Well, Jay-Z has a famous line, right, in one of his rap videos, like, I'm a businessman, right? So, in that same vein, it made me think, right, Fritz, you're a businessman, right? So you start looking at things. You talked a little bit about scaling. What are some things too that you do, maybe on Instagram platform that you talked about, but then also outside of it? Are you using SEO? Are you using some other digital marketing strategies? Are you attracting different avenues of people through Google AdWords? Like, what are some things that you really enjoy and you feel that are effective to what you're trying to do with Fritz Lifestyle?
Right. So back in 2012, 2013, I tried to focus on multiple different platforms, right? When you spread yourself out, you spread yourself out too thin. And that's what I've noticed. So what I asked myself, okay, what are you great at right now? And where's the most conversion are funneling in? It's Instagram. So I need to be great in Instagram. Even during this time, during some pandemic times, which is generating me income right now. Not my restaurants, not my clothing line. I mean, they're closed. It's pandemic. They're brick and mortar businesses. I'm stepping away from that. I'm transitioning more to the online space 100% rather than being 60% than 40%. What had funded me to buy into this different investments, into these different companies? It's Instagram. Because I was able to generate those sustainable income day in, day out, every single day, every single week, 365 over the entire year. There's always opportunities out there, whether I'm helping them consult, I'm helping them in terms of their marketing budget, I'm helping them in terms of Instagram growth and lead generation, in terms of getting them featured in PR services or even mentorship. And that's where my high ticket is. But then again, that's very limited. I can only take in 3 to 5 clients per month because it's very time consuming. They have access to you. They're like your little child. They ask you, hey, Freddie, what should I do this? Like, I'm like, man, I feel like I'm repeating myself day in, day out. So I need to kind of like systemize that process because I'm definitely can scale that to 7-figure if I have maybe a team of assistants that I can train on what to say and what to provide, then only connect with them when I'm really in need, right? Because if I'm, my schedule's always full. It's like an hour a day. And I feel like, and then the other person's going to say the same thing. I'm like, man, I feel like I'm a broken record. I'm saying the same thing over and over again. And again, that's why I'm very selective who I work with, who I want to work with. If I can bring value for sure, if I can help you out, then I will work with you.
What is the discovery part for you? Are you doing back-end research on someone? Obviously somebody sets up a Calendly with you and gets on your calendar. What are some techniques that you do? Are you going to Wikipedia to find a little bit more? Are you going on their social sites? What is some things that help you to then determine, okay, hey, in the first 5-10 minutes, this is going to determine if I'm going to even stay on the call or if I'm going to politely get off?
Are you talking about in terms of just networking or clientele acquisition?
Well, mostly clientele. I mean, obviously the ones that want to pay you for your mentorship, to pay you for your programs, those types of things. How are you vetting them out in that discovery call?
So before I even send them my Calendly link, they need to fill out that form that I was talking about, my landing page, which is a type form. Just go, check it all out, fill out all the questionnaires, and I see, okay, this person talks about, let's say, tech solutions. Do I know, is that my main expertise? Probably not, but I do know somebody that does that, then I can refer them. So, but I'm not gonna say, okay, but then I'll then be in contact with them. Hey, you can contact this person. Then of course, before I send that information, that person, which is my connect, I'll contact them. Hey, quick referral, what can you do? 10%, 20%, 30%, 50%. Done. Get my check, referred, they do all the work, and I'm done. I'm basically the bridge between the two things. I find the solution. You have a problem, I'm right here in the middle. I'll connect you to the solution. Let's connect that all together. Let's make it work. You're happy, I'm happy, he's happy, right?
You're like better than Google, my friend.
Well, that's the power of social media nowadays.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's you built this network, right?
And leverage media in terms of Clubhouse, which is the new app that I was just speaking about, and Instagram, especially Facebook, all of the social media platforms. If you're not capitalizing upon that, you're missing out, because this is where everything is, like literally. This is where it's shifting. When you talk about pivot, start pivoting on your own personal brand and try to monetize that. Be a great artist. You want to sell your art? Go ahead, start creating content upon that. You can make a whole lot of money from that. Start collaborating with influencers. There's just so much opportunities and ideas out there. And that's why I want to tap in each and one of these industries that I built in the past.
Well, you have a lot of knowledge, very energetic, very systematized, very process oriented, it seems like, and you've really been able to put these ideal things together. And look, the traditional business is mechanic shop and barber shop and maybe a warehouse or manufacturing of things. But you've really developed this whole brand awareness of a company, called Fritz Lifestyle, and transition it from, Fritz Body, right? So tell us a little bit about just kind of next steps, what you're thinking for 2021. And then as we wind down the interview, which we're so appreciative that you came on, we'll talk about the CEO method and going on from there. But what's going on for 2021?
2021, I really want to scale this online space and really step away from the brick and mortar businesses that I currently have right now. I have this big project coming up. It's called PIK, Pacific Island Kitchen. You guys better stay tuned. I'm still in the process of partnership right now, but most likely it's going to go really well. It's going to be like a fast food chain for the Filipino Asian American community, which is amazing. We're going to establish that around the area of Skokie here in Chicago, Illinois. And yeah, I think I'm really excited about that because the concept for that is going to be big. There hasn't been any type of Filipino cuisine that became mainstream, correct? There's Panda Express, that's Chinese food that's Americanized. That's big. There's Chipotle that's killing the game right now. Both of them, by the way, are killing the game. Panda Express and Chipotle. Chipotle is the Hispanic food that's not really authentic, but it's mainstream. And they were able to develop this whole franchise internationally, and which is amazing. And they're making billions, right? So that's kind of like the vision that I have, along with my partner Aaron Lancero and Lucky Sap. We're definitely kind of like this, and still in the discovery page, but now they're offering something to the table to a point where, like, whether I sign it or not. So I'm still trying to, in terms of negotiation, but most likely that's going to be my main focus in 2021 while I'm still capitalizing on all my online digital space. How did that opportunity came about and landed on my table? Guess what? Same thing. They all roll around with my personal brand, the credibility. They Googled me. They looked at all the articles that have been featured, Forbes. Having a PR, having this digital marketing, social media presence helps you out tremendously. You put an authority in your own respective field. So if they want to find out more about me, Fritz Colcol, I have nothing else to say. Like, I don't need to introduce myself because everything just says about me is out there.
Oh, I love it. So, I mean, you just kind of put that perspective of what Fritz Lifestyle really has become in its own entity, right? You've got this persona out there, you've got the perception of the greatness, right? And obviously the reality behind it is all the things that you've been able to do. I was going to ask you, in that specific venture, are you then thinking, hey, I'm going to go into this venture possibly, and I know you may not need to be able to talk about all the aspects of it, but, will it be my social equity? Will it be monetary value that I'm putting in an X amount of dollars? Will it be my expertise and a piece of the pie because of this? So my point is, you're getting asked to go into this PIK venture. How are you thinking of it as a structural piece of your side without necessarily, putting up $1 million?
So it's just another credibility booster for me, just as of my other past opportunities. Remember, the main goal is not about the business. The main goal is your personal brand. So whether that business succeed or not, which most likely it will succeed regardless, great. But my business as Fritz Lifestyle, as Fritz Colcol, as myself, I can take that anywhere and around the world. So now when they talk about leveraging that, so let's say well, where was my most recent travel? My most recent travel was in Vegas. Okay, I didn't really reach out to anybody on that one. Pre-COVID, back in February, my fiance and I traveled to Jamaica. Beautiful, beautiful location. Guess what I did? I contacted the top 10 luxury spots that I can find in the entire Jamaica before I came out there, right? Like a week before. It's like, let's see what type of value that I really do have. Gave them a script, sent them my media kit, shows the inside, how many followers I have, how many likes, comments, how many expected my story views, expecting growth in terms of collaboration. If I do shout you up, this and that, what are my accolades, whatever. My resume, right? It's a media kit that shows the entire thing, that shows value of who Fritz Lifestyle is and why you should partner up with them. 3 of them responded and they want to collaborate. Guess what? Who am I gonna choose? The one that has the most followers in Instagram, the one that has the most luxurious spot, the one that I will fully enjoy along with my fiance, right? So we did that. Everything accommodated. Instead of me wasting $3,000, $5,000 for the entire week that I was fully accommodated upon, I get it for free. And on top of that, they shouted me out. They created my content. I get more followers, more views. It revolves around it. Again, it's all about social currency. Having your own personal brand is very important. I can literally just comment or send a DM to any type of restaurants I want. Most likely, I wouldn't say 100%, maybe 70 to 80% will say yes, because they have that credibility booster now. Because I'm not just a serial entrepreneur. I'm somewhat of an influencer too, a micro influencer, a small one. But my value in terms of all the network, the people that are following me, verified, they all have hundreds of thousands of followers, or sometimes they have millions. Those are the type of network that I have. People that are following me before were all specifically focused on fitness. But remember, I transitioned my brand to entrepreneurship lifestyle now, right? People that are following me has value. They're fellow business owners like yourself, fellow entrepreneurs, model, influencers, photographer, real estate agents. These are the people that have value. So when I shout something out, I'm giving you credit for something that I truly enjoy, because I'm very selective who I work with. They need to fit in with my brand. So it's an actual privilege for them to come on to my page.
For sure. No, yeah, I mean, I'm getting the sense that, and look, I mean, this is a new era, ladies and gentlemen. You know, Go for CEO. When you're thinking about the people that I've already had onto this channel, the thousands that we're planning on having on, the intrapreneurs and entrepreneurs, you know, Fritz Colcol is really kind of established himself and hitting the target of what 2020 and beyond is going to look like. What you're needing to do to be your own brand and create that real revenue source from accepting good relationships and monetizing those things. So one last kind of integral question is, are you using the like you said, PayPal, you know, when you first started with the fitness side of things, what are some avenues that you're using? Are you using the traditional merchant services? Are you doing a lot of PayPal stuff? Like, how are you creating that revenue? Is it ACH type stuff? Just to get a little bit technical on how you're getting the revenues into your house.
Sure. So there's 3 different ways, right? There's ways that you can send it as friends and family, which is no tax at all. So it's up to my client.
All right, Fritz, go ahead. We were talking about the monetary side and how you bring
sorry
in.
about that. My laptop died all of a sudden. I was like, what? I thought this was fully charged. I have to plug it in real quick. But yeah, so 3 different things. How I receive payments in terms of transaction. 1, they can send it as friends and family in PayPal. 2, I can send an invoice through PayPal as well as business, but then again, you get paid more, or you have to pay more because of the taxes and fees, right? 3rd, but last, not the one that I don't really recommend, an old-fashioned check or old transfer to Chase. You can also do Chase QuickPay or Venmo as well. So a lot of people try to choose the other side, the untaxed one, because now it's an actual service. It's very easy. Like, people can say it's an actual mentorship, or not even an exactly entity, so you don't have to get taxed by it, which is, you know, legality. There's a lot of ways around it. You have to balance it in terms of the income that you're making. So 100 to 150K maximum on PayPal, same thing on Venmo, the same thing Chase QuickPay and whatnot. Then the rest will go through.
And ladies and gentlemen, neither of us are lawyers, so please consult with your lawyer and CPA, right? We don't want you to get in trouble or anything, but Fritz is a serial entrepreneur and understands kind of the dynamics that he could do and put into place. So one of the great things of having him on and learning all these great things. So Fritz, as we kind of bring this to a close, you know, one of the things that we like to ask our CEOs and guests is, C is for client experience. E is for employee engagement, and O is for operational excellence. So what would you say is the value proposition, that differentiator of Fritz Lifestyle, and how you bring someone to the table as a client experience?
Again, I'm very selective on who I work with. I'm very relatable. I don't treat my clients like their actual customer. I treat them as a family, friends, because I want them to succeed. They keep succeeding, I'm going to keep succeeding. Mm-hmm. It's a credibility booster for me again. It helps each other out. So I give them all the access and network to what I built, who I know, and make it happen. Again, as I mentioned before, I want to be a bridge. You have a problem, let me become the bridge to the solution. It might be me again, or a service that I can provide. But if some cases I can't provide that, like I said, if I don't have any type of value and experience with that, I would rather connect you with somebody that I know that are definitely an expert on that field. So I become relatable, you become our friend, you can come visit me. We play ping pong, play billiard. It's a fun activities that I do. You know, I do a lot of events And back then, when it's pre-COVID, but hopefully we'll get back into that once the world opens up again.
Definitely, definitely. And then employee engagement in a traditional sense, not, you don't have 50, 60 employees per se, but you're running a 7-figure business. So how are you treating these partnerships? Like, are you doing the similar things as you do with clients, making them feel like family? What is employee engagement in this case? Maybe service provider engagement, vendor, engagement. What do you do?
So for example, for my PR services, right? So I have, I think, over 26 affiliates now, 27 maybe, because this morning I signed up somebody again. It's an affiliation, kind of like a commission-based type of performance-based partnership. Again, you're not my employee. You work for yourself. You have your own access to my services. You're basically white labeling my services now. So it's up to you how much more income you want to generate. So for example, for each PR services, let's say that, just for example, John, you want to get featured in Fox News, right? Fox News, one article for me is $500. Why should you go through me? I can get it featured within the next 24 hours, 2 weeks tops. No question asked. If you don't get featured within those timeline, you get your money back, 100% money back guarantee, right? And it's the thing between that and selecting and working and affiliating with myself is that you're getting commission based on how much success you have. Let's say you refer me 3 clients and your commission base is $100 per article that gets published. Guess what? That's $300 easy on your pocket by just referring me clients that are already in need of my services. And then they're gonna enjoy that more. Why? Because the services actually work. They gain more credibility. When you have a PR, you get more lead generation, right? First of all, credibility, exposure, brand awareness is #1 key. At the same time, the acquisition in SEO, you talk about, and you briefly spoke about the SEO. When people Google you, who shows up? Does your brand show up? I'm not sure. For me, if you Google Fritz Colcol or Fritz Lifestyle, every single thing that I've done in the past will show up. It gives you that credibility. This is me, this is who you are, and if you become an authority in your space. And that's what PR service is all about. So the people, employee experience-wise, they are happy. I sent out over $10,000 in one employee for the past month. It's not even full December yet. I think he's been working for the past 3 weeks with me or as an affiliate, and he works hard. He was able to refer me a lot of clients, so he got a lot of money. It's an extra pocket. Imagine if he consistently do that in 2021, easily 6-figure, working from home in his own time, just from that, directly sent to your bank account. I'm not talking about revenue. This is money, intangible money that you want to cash. We can go cash too.
There you go.
a little flex here, but no, that was just a little thing that I had, because some of my clients do pay in cash as well. They like to meet me in person, so I'm great at both things, not only in person but also in whatever platform you want to see.
And lastly, the O is operational excellence. Obviously you've described many different areas throughout this interview, but what would you say is kind of that maybe 30 seconds of why Fritz Lifestyle and all the businesses that you have this operational excellence?
Again, I don't focus on one thing and one thing only. I focus on all aspects. I want to make sure if you're in my team, I need to mentor you. I need to give you all the ideas on all tips for success. It's to a point where you succeed, I succeed. Your success is my success. Again, you're a family. You're not an employee. You're not a partner, not just another partner here and there that'll pay you with the time and effort that you put in. No, we're going to build this relationship together. You have access to tons and tons of people that make 6, 7, 8, 9 figures, right? I'm part of this community called YEC. It's called Young Entrepreneur Council. These are the most successful, prestigious entrepreneurs around the world that makes minimum 7 figures per year and are very influential under the age of 45. So they have big social media presence as well.
I made it. I'm 45.
You don't look like it, brother. You look like your early 30s, man.
Thank you.
So you're good. You're good.
The Latin genes, right? So
there it is. There it is.
Awesome, brother. Well, hey, man, Fritz, thank you so much for making the time. I know that I reached out to you through someone that knew you and a friend of mine. And that's how it happens, right? Ladies and gentlemen, you create these bonds, you create these relationships. Fritz gave me 15 minutes on a call. a couple weeks ago, and we just kind of dialogued. And he did what he says. He vetted me out, and gave me a chance with the Go for CEO channel. I know we're still growing, and we're going to get to mega level. And I see a vision of where I can bring the Go for CEO brand to, and John Andrade himself. But Fritz, anything that you want to share at the end here of the interview, either motivation or even also some ways to get a hold of you so that people are very clear of what they need to do to reach you?
I don't usually shout myself out. It's up to them if they want to follow myself or not. I mean, they can just Google me. I'll let the results and the success and the accomplishments that I've done speaks for itself. But if you guys love to see, like literally to follow my lifestyle and tune in and all the projects that I do, like literally, I feel like a lot of people get inspired with everything that I do because I show up, I show the food that I eat, I show the fitness, the hardcore fitness that I do. How am I able to stay in shape all year round while running 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different business deals every single day? It's all about the mindset stuff. If you guys have a proper time management, as I said, write down your goals in a day-to-day basis, call it success list. Have a check mark. Every time you check that, you feel successful every single time. So for each task that you finish, you feel successful. Oh, I folded my laundry. Great. Oh, I did my workout today. Great. Oh, I was able to close one client today for my service. Great. I'm successful. It's great. Oh, you spent 30 minutes quality time with your loved one, with your fiance, with your wife, with your girlfriend. Great. Right. You were able to post in content to your social media platform. Yada, yada, this and that. Be good with your time management. Have an hour block within your day-to-day schedule. So to a point where, okay, breakfast, 7 to 8 a.m., workout, 9 to 10 a.m., meetings, this and that. So when you send us someone's your calendar schedule, you already know your time blocks, the things that you need to get done, whether that's your breakfast, lunch, dinner, your time to sleep, of course, and then the other important things, whether it's a holiday or not, right? So have that time management, and I think that you guys would be very, very successful and in your way to become a CEO.
Well, guys and gals, Fritz is very humble as well. I mean, I know that I would go see Fritz Lifestyle on Instagram. I would go and Google this guy. I mean, a wealth of knowledge, and hopefully what happens is you get maybe 15, 20 minutes. And as we've been blessed at Go for CEO to have him for 45 minutes here. Thank you so much, Fritz, for your time, and looking forward to 6 months from now. We're going to follow up with you, find out where Fritz Lifestyle is in maybe June, July of 2021. And I know that we're expecting big things from you.
Thank you, John. I really appreciate you. And thank you all for tuning in and listening to us.
Thank you.